So in this segment, we're going to be talking about a question time audience member who absolutely toasts the Tories on their record. And boy, this clip has got 3.3 million views, and it is beautiful.
Your glasses.
Yeah, I'm staggered, to be honest, at the gap between the audience and the panel, and the notion that you think that you're succeeding on green energy, or that people support human beings washing up on our shores or being deported to Rwanda. I'm absolutely staggered. The way that we talk about serious youth violence is not to talk about crime, it's to talk about the trauma that they've actually experienced in the last 2 years. You have cut funding, you've cut budgets in school. We can't recruit teachers, we can't recruit teaching assistants. You've cut social workers, you have cut local services to the bone, and then you're worried about antisocial behaviour. There are no youth services.
This is a result of austerity, and a lot of these areas, I think this constituency specifically, I think they voted Tory, and the way the question time works is that they will try and get something representative of the voters. I say if 60% of the people in this constituency voted Conservative, 60% of the audience would be Conservative. Look at Bro's face, bro. He's just stunned. He can't believe it. And that's the point. Austerity, what it's done is shrunk the state. So they got rid of social workers, they got rid of youth services, and they got rid of so many other things that would help alleviate the problems that we're having now. I think there are less GPs now per capita than there were back in 2010, and that causes a bigger problem for the NHS. There are less doctors, less nurses per capita, and all of these things mean it adds more pressure, less social workers, so you have more kids that are kind of left in vulnerable situations, and the Tory government have helped to create this mess where nothing seems to work. This is broken Britain.
A massive gap between what you're saying and people's experience. Why can't people buy a house? Look at their wages. They're a teacher, they have been through university, paid over 30 grand, if not more, to go to university.
That hurts, because tuition fees are a joke.
This ideological, want to control rent, use rent control, want to have houses, build more houses, because you can find the money to build HS2 and drill through forests.
Yeah, and again, she's right. They build more houses, but also make sure that the people, first-time buyers, can buy the houses, and not just people that have ridiculous amounts of money can just buy up housing and just rent them out. At the end of the day, people can't get on the housing ladder, especially with the interest rate rises. Shouts out Liz Truss for that. It means that people who had, who were looking to buy a house couldn't get one in the end because the interest rates, started just going up dramatically. That meant people's mortgage payments would have started going up. If you look at it now, if you have a mortgage and you didn't have a fixed rate, then it's rough.
These are ideological choices. You've done nothing for green energy in 13 years. Nothing.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing. So I think when we're talking about young people...
She's not letting Fiona Bruce interrupt. The person's not taking the mic away.
And supporting what has been put in place for young people. That tutoring programme.
Okay, let's put on these points to the Minister.
It's woeful. It is woeful.
She just kept going. She didn't stop. I think Fiona Bruce tried to interrupt her twice. She was like, no, she just kept going. They left the person with the mic. Shouts out to them. They just left the mic there. So this lady just kept talking. And, when you cut to the Tory MP, I bet his reaction was...
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
You can see his face. His face was... I mean, my man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked. You can see it on his face. And, that's true, that everything she said is facts. They've cut social services. You could even talk about the CPS. They hollowed out the CPS. They hollowed out the police. All of the social services in this country, every public sector has been hollowed out and broken to the point where it no longer functions. There's so much more that, she could have kind of mentioned, but I'm glad she got through the stuff she didn't allow herself to get interrupted by Fiona Bruce, and the audience were eating it up because it's true. We all know it to be true. It's madness. But anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, support the channel on Patreon if you can, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.